Hello everybody, I'm happy to see you in my presentation and I hope you will enjoy. So, before starting my presentation I would like to give you a few words about myself, who am I, and I hope everybody knows me, but anyway. I have been working on different companies, big companies like Microsoft, and small companies like a product startup from Switzerland, and my main focus of my experience, of course, is IoT, and that is the reason why I have IoT community in social. And the next part of my expertise is Azure Cloud. So that's also the reason why I have 6 times of MVP status in a row. So in this slide, take a look at my personal links, and you just to see a little bit more about my technical lifestyle. So let's get started. So before starting of understanding IoT Central and using IoT Edge on it, I would like to mention about what does IoT Edge mean and why it's so important to use IoT Edge in nowadays. So to simplify this technology, personally for me, meaning of this is simple. For example, if you do not able to connect or to use your device in a cloud directly, and you can use some, and you would like to use some part of cloud native services on your device, IoT Edge can do it, and you can cover different services as you see in this presentation. For example, if you would like to run Azure Function or artificial intelligence services or even SQL Edge, you can use this service on your device inside. And of course you can use own custom piece of code just to represent your business logic on a device. Why do we need to use IoT Edge? The first one is working offline. So not so many devices can connect to the internet and use internet directly. So this is the reason why we need to use some part of services on-prem without any connection between your device to the cloud. The second one, to be more secure of using native services on your device. Personally, for me, I strongly recommend to use Security Manager on site, and you can use and you can secure boot and your storage on your device. And the last one, but not at least, if you have so many different devices and you would like to cover all of these devices, but by one standard of communication, this is IoT Edge can do it, and you can grab all your devices in one standard of communication and use these devices in the cloud. So the process of using IoT Edge is also simple. Take a look at my presentation and you see the first step of this scenario. You can provision your device, IoT Edge device by using a special engine for this scenario, and then you need to select Edge node to deploy. And the last thing that you need to do is just define models by using device twin and create a message route, how to communicate, how to build communication between different models on the device. And I think that's all. After that you can use IoT Edge on any device. So in the next slide I would like to say a few words about IoT Edge runtime. So it's the main important, let's say, services that can run all things on IoT Edge. And IoT Edge runtime is responsible for several functions on IoT Edge devices, such as install and update workloads on your device, maintain Azure IoT Edge security standards on your device, and of course ensure that all IoT Edge modules are running without any problems and issues. And of course manage communication between downstream device and IoT Edge device, or between modules on IoT and on IoT Edge device, and of course communication between IoT Edge and the cloud. So IoT Edge runtime consists of two components, as you see in my presentation. Is the first one in IoT Edge Hub. This is a service is responsible for communication while IoT Edge agent deploys and monitors your models. Most of these, let's say, services are also models, and it's two system models that you need to use before running your specific models that you need to use. So let's move on more deeper about how to use IoT Edge Hub. And as you see in my presentation slide, IoT Edge Hub is one of important system models that I showed in the previous one, and this is not like IoT Hub, cloud IoT Hub itself. It's like a twin, it's like a clone of Cloud IoT Hub, but IoT Edge Hub isn't full version of IoT Hub running locally. IoT Edge Hub delegates some tasks to IoT Hub. For example, IoT Edge Hub follows authorization request to IoT Hub when device first tries to connect to the cloud, and after the first connection is established, secure information is cached locally in IoT Edge Hub, and you don't need to connect again and again to the IoT Hub just to provide the same request, authorization request to the IoT Hub. You can use cache that you keep this in your device. And another important thing that you need to use IoT Edge Hub is reduce your network traffic, so that your IoT Edge solution use only one physical connection between IoT Edge Hub to the IoT Hub, and all communication between different modules are communicated by using this one physical connection between IoT Edge Hub and IoT Hub. And clients think that they have own connection between the model to the cloud, but inside, if you take a look inside on this communication, it's only one physical connection. And all models use only the same connection. And the last one that I'd like to mention is IoT Edge Hub facilitates model-to-model communications. So using IoT Edge Hub like a message broker, so IoT Edge Hub is also responsible for communication between different models inside. So next one is IoT Edge agent. It's also important system model that you need to use in IoT Edge device. This model is responsible for installing models, ensuring that they continue to run, reporting different status by using device twin. And of course, you need to use IoT agent to control your models inside and understand if something went wrong. You need to see as fast as possible and fix this problem. And as I said, IoT agent use device twin that's like a JSON file, and you can specify all necessary information that you need to send this information to the IoT Hub, Cloud IoT Hub. And IoT Agent sends runtime response to IoT Hub, and there are different, let's say, possible responses. For example, 200 is okay, 500 is not okay, and something went wrong with your IoT Edge runtime, and we need to look what's going on. And I think IoT Edge agent plays a critical role in security aspects as well. For example, it performs actions like verifying a module images before starting it. For example, if you have a new firmware and you need to update your image, and before to do it, you need to double check if you don't have any issues after that. So IoT Agent can help to do such work, such task. So let's discuss about IoT Central. IoT Central is one, I think, main IoT application platform that reduce the cost of development, management, and maintenance, etc. For example, if you don't have in your company, you don't have a developers team, and you don't have a special technical guys that can do such work, for example, to provide remote UI interface to control and manage your devices. And IoT Central is a platform that has all these necessary things that configured in one place, and you don't need to spend extra money, and you don't to think how to build the solution. You need to concentrate your ideas on a business logic and configure the specific logic that you need to use in and play with your devices. And furthermore, it enables you to act on the device inside by extending IoT intelligence into it, to use like a time series inside and configure alerts or actions just to automate some business processes. And if you're talking about IoT architecture, IoT Central use cloud native services on Azure, like a time series, as I said, blob storage, and of course IoT Central use cloud IoT Hub. And you don't need to configure these services before starting IoT Central application. You just need to enable or create a new application, and IoT Central will do all this stuff itself. And if you see on my presentation slide, you can see home page, and you can see Microsoft provides different, let's say, templates of application, and you can select, for example, if you're working on healthcare, you can select healthcare and choose your template just to automate some specific configuration on this area. After that, you need to add your device template. So you need to configure a device twin, as I said, all your properties, all your metadata. Before doing it, you can select pre-configured device templates, as Microsoft provides as well. But if you have your own specific device, you can do it by yourself without any device templates that Microsoft provide. And after that, after configuration and connection, you can see dashboard with live stream data, and you can see all information about how to use, how to realize your device, how to use the device, and how to manage your device. And the last important thing is actions. So in this section you can select specific rules. You can select by using declarative rules, and for example, if you'd like to see if something happened with your device, for example, high temperature or something like that, and you would like to push the notifications through your email or messages, you can pre-configure this rule, and after that will be automatically deployed on your device. And analytics, as I said, Azure provides time series, and you can use specific reporting for your management, and you can see and you can manage all historical data that device produce. Let's talk about IoT Edge device types. There are two different device types that can use on IoT Central. The first one is live devices. IoT Edge device can have downstream live device, but these devices aren't provisioned on IoT Central. And the next one is gateway device with a downstream device. Both gateway device and downstream device are provisioned on IoT Central. For example, I have different devices. First one is based on Arduino, and this device cannot be connected to the IoT Central directly, and you need to have like a proxy or gateway specific to run all necessary system models on IoT Edge, and in the end you will have one device with IoT Edge ecosystem, and this device can be connected to the IoT Edge, and you can control this device through IoT Edge. And this is a board from Digi company, and this board has operation system based on Linux, and you can run all necessary Edge models on this device, and you don't need to have like additional proxy or additional gateway to run the specific services. You need only this device to control all your Edge models. So let's talk about use cases. The first one is IoT Edge device pattern to use live device, and IoT Edge device is provisioned in IoT Central, and any downstream devices and their telemetry is represented coming from IoT Edge device, and downstream device connected to the IoT Edge aren't provisioned in IoT Central. So in the end you will see in IoT Central only one device without downstream devices that can be connected to your Edge device. This use case we will see in my demo. And next one is IoT Edge device is provisioned in IoT Central along with the downstream device connected to the IoT Edge, and runtime support for provisioned downstream device through the gateway isn't currently supported. And the last one is IoT Edge device is provisioned in IoT Central along with the downstream device connected to the IoT Edge, and runtime supports of gateway provided identity to downstream device, and provision of downstream device isn't currently supported. But if you bring your own identity translator model, IoT Central can support this pattern. So let's do the demo. In this demo I'd like to show how to configure and add IoT Edge device. So for this scenario we will use a virtual machine based on Azure platform, and this virtual machine will be like a IoT Edge device, and we can use this IoT Edge device to accumulate all our simulated telemetry, and to view this telemetry we will use IoT Central, and during this demo we will create a device template on IoT Edge device, create IoT Edge device on and connect this device to the IoT Central, and after that we will deploy and simulate our telemetry, just to see this information on IoT Central. So let's do it. Just a second before started, you need to have existing Azure subscription, because we need to use this subscription to sign in on IoT Central, and after that we need to go to the special portal called like apps.azure-iotcentral.com, and we need to select my apps. As you see, I don't have any applications right now, and we need to create new one. So as I presented in my presentation slides, Microsoft provides different different application templates, and we can select existing one if we need it, but we can create custom one. And first of all, we need to create the name. Let's do like Edge MS Stage Device App, something like that. And the portal automatically created URL for this application, and then we need to select pricing model. IoT Central provides different pricing models for different needs, and you need to select what the plan you will prefer to use on your application. So I prefer to use standard 2. It's like a most popular, and after that we need to select our subscription to provide for the IoT Central. And the last thing that we need to choose is like location for our resources. So I selected Europe, and then just click create. Few seconds and we will see our IoT Central application. And if we are going to the backstage on our Azure and go to the resource group, and we will see that IoT Central will create a new resource group that contains all necessary information to run our IoT Central application. Just yes, this is like a new one, and if we are going to the this resource group and refresh it, we will see custom Edge MS Stage device application that we created right now. So let's back to the IoT Central, and before starting to connect our IoT Edge, we need to create device template. So device templates, as I mentioned, we need to use these to map all our metadata and to organize our device twins that we need to use to emphasize all our telemetry information that we will use in our application. So let's do to create new one, and we need to select, for example, IoT Edge, click customize, and let's do this name. And the IoT Central provides additional parameter like gateway, as I mentioned, and then we need to select our manifest. So I prepared one manifest that contains information about agent, about IoT Edge Hub, and about our custom model that calls like telemetry sensor. And also we have a road that we need to use in our application. Or, for example, all messages from our Edge device we need to put to our IoT Hub. So let's upload this manifest in just a second. Yeah, just review and create. That's all. So yeah, we will see new builder of our new device template, and we need to customize a little bit this manifest, and we need to add new additional fields or properties that we will use in our telemetry. So we have the sample of telemetry like this. For example, we have machine, we have ambient, and we have time created. And let's create new additional parameters of our manifest. Just to click add new field, machine. The type of this field will be like a telemetry, and then we need to identify the scheme. It can be object, and define two additional parameters like telemetry and pressure. Yes, that's right. And apply. And let's create new one. Ambient. It will be also telemetry, and the scheme also will be object, and create two additional parameters, temperature and humidity. Apply. And the last field that I'd like to add is time created. It's time created, the name, and the scheme will be take time. So that's all. After that we need to click save. And the last thing that I'd like to add, it's like a view. We need to create our dashboard and new view, for example, edge device, and select our new properties on this dashboard and click save. So the last thing that we need to do is like a publish our new device template, and then we need to go to the devices and add new device based on our device template. So select our device template that we recently created and select device name and device ID. I'll leave this properties like default. That's all. Create. So what we need to do next, we need to create our real physical IoT Edge device that we will run, and we will use this IoT Edge for our models. So let's go to the Azure portal, and we need to run our prepared ARM template. Just a second. On this one. So we have a existing ARM template to create our new virtual machine, and we need to just select resource group where we will host our virtual machine, and provide new DNS label prefix, admin username, a device connection string will be changed after that, and authorization type will be password, and let's put, just a second, let's put the password. Something like that, and click create, and create. And after that we need to wait few minutes when this deployment will be finished. So just a second, deployment is in progress. We see like a ARM template creates different components that we need to use in our virtual machine, and that's all. Go to the resource group, our virtual machine. Just a second. Here we will see our virtual machine. Go to the virtual machine to configure our necessary information to use our IoT Central. So what we need to do, we need to open serial console. Before do it, we need to create a storage account to keep all boot diagnostic information. Let's call it like Edge MS stage, yeah, something like that, and select version 2. That's all. Okay, and save. And this is enabling boot diagnostic and keep this information, I mean virtual operation system information, in our storage account. So we need to wait also several, I think several seconds. Come on. And then enabling. Yes, it's done. So go to the virtual machine again and open up our serial console. And what we need to do, we need to verify that IoT Edge is running. Just a second. Connecting. Yes, so our Edge admin login and password, something like that. Yes, and put the command like IoT Edge version. We will see the version of our IoT Edge, and after that we need to open the configuration file to configure our information of new device template on IoT Central. Just scroll down a little bit to find a specific section, DPS symmetry key, and this one, and we need to uncomment our configuration. Just a second. This and this, and we need to put our scope ID where we can find it. Just a second. Please delete. Go back to our IoT Central, open up our device template and click connect, and we will see our ID scope, and we need to put in this area, and we need to put register ID. This is like device ID. This one. And last thing that we need to change is symmetric key. This one, primary key, we can use. Just a second. Put here. That's all. So after that we need to save all changes and exit. So to apply these changes we need to restart our IoT Edge on this machine, and to do it we need to execute such command, restart IoT Edge. And to be sure that everything is working perfectly, we need to put the command IoT Edge list to see what's going on and how our models are working at the moment. But right now we will see only Edge. Let's wait a few seconds. At the moment we will see Edge Hub is running as well, and we will see our simulated temperature sensor model running as well. So let's back to IoT Central and go to the, and when we go back to the IoT Central and select models, we will see all models as we saw in our virtual machine, and
select raw data, and we will see our telemetry that we will use in our dashboard. So let's go to the dashboard, and yeah, we will see all historical data from that generated from our device. That's all what I'd like to share with you. Thank you.